Alright, this is problem number 3 on your hyperbolas worksheet. It just says graph the hyperbola described above. So, we'll start with the center. Center is going to be 0, 0, because it's just x squared and y squared. If it was x minus something, then it would change the center. So our center is at 0, 0. So let's graph, put a little dot at 0, 0. And then we know the x is going to go over 5 units in each direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's because it's the square root of 25 is 5. So it's going to also go negative 5. And then the y is going to go up 7 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 7 down. Okay, let's make our box. I'll use the mouse to make it a little bit more accurate. Alright, so here's our rectangle. Now we need to figure out which ones are the vertices and which ones are the co-vertices, and then we'll talk about how to calculate the foci. This is something that was not on the video. So this is an x squared minus a y squared. If we look back at our notes from the video, the one that opens side to side was an x squared minus a y squared. So that tells us that this problem, since it's an x squared minus a y squared, that's going to open side to side as well. So let's sketch that. We'll just kind of I'll use blue, and we'll kind of sketch the parabola, or the hyperbola, on the left and then on the right. Okay, so that means that this is my vertex, and this is also going to be my vertex, and these are going to be my co-vertices. So vertex is over 5, so it's going to be 5, 0. And it's also going to be at negative 5, 0. Alright, we have our two vertices. Now the co-vertices are up at top and bottom. We're just going to switch colors so that we can distinguish between these two. So the co-vertex is here and here. That's going to be 0, negative 7. And 0, 7. That's this one. Okay, the focus, to figure out how far away the focus is, we're going to have to do a little bit of math. So, the math we need to do is the Pythagorean theorem. We're going to do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And so our a is 5, our b is 7, so 5 squared is 25, plus 49 equals c squared. Let's see, 25 and 49, that's 74. And so c is going to equal the square root of 74. Alright, and so we can kind of see if this thing is simplifiable, if that's even a word. We'll bust out our calculator, and we'll take square root of, 74. Let's see if that's divisible by 4. That's not. Let's try 74. Is it divisible by 9? Hopefully we know that that's no. Is it divisible by 16? Nope. And so we're kind of running out of steam. We could try 74. It's not divisible by 25 because, it doesn't end in a 5. So, we could try 36. It's not going to be divisible by 36. So I'm just trying all these square numbers. So square root of 74 is not able to be simplified at all. So we're just going to leave it like that. We'll leave it as square root of 74. To get kind of a guess or approximation of what that is, square root of 74 is about 8.6. So what this means with our problem is we're going to go out about 8.6, and our focus is going to be about 8.6 from the center of this hyperbola in both directions. So let's graph that. Let's see, we're going to go out 8.6, and we'll do a star for the focus. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so square root of 74 is about right there. So that's our focus, and then we'd go the same distance here, and there's the other focus. So that's a focus, and that's a focus. So this is square root of 74 over, and this is square root of 74 back. So our foci are located at square root 74 comma 0 and negative square root 74 comma 0. Alright, so those are our focuses, or our foci. And the equation for the asymptotes, well, that's going to be this line if we connect the diagonals. So let's draw those in. There's our one asymptote line, and there's our other asymptote line. And I'll extend those out a little bit here. Okay, so this line here, we're just going to do rise over run. That's going to give us our slope. So this line here is going to have a positive slope. So it's going to be the rise is 7 and the run is 5. So it's going to be y equals 7/5 x. Okay, the other one's going to have a negative slope. And so this one, it's black's getting confusing. We'll do it in green. Is y equals negative 7/5 x. So this asymptote line is y equals negative 7/5 x. That one's y equals 7/5 x. So it's going to be y equals plus or minus 7/5 x. Alright, so that's problem number 3. If you want to move on to number 4, play the next video.